Well, welcome everyone to our Healthy Together time. We're so glad you're here. First of all, I would love to congratulate all of you for being here and choosing to engage with our Optavia community. Whether you're joining us live or listening through YouTube or podcast, we're glad you're here. To get us started tonight, Heather is going to go over the 4 components of our program. Heather.
Thank you, Jenny. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Humphrey, and I'm a certified Optavia coach. And I'm just so excited to partner with Jenny this evening and just share some tools to help you throughout your journey. This is such a cool program, and it's a lifelong journey, right? So the things that we're going to go over tonight are the things that we both continue to work on in our own lives. Now, I know a lot of you are probably already familiar with our system, but I just want to do a quick check. And if you feel like something is lacking in your journey, I just encourage you to take a look and see which one of these components you may need to plug in a little more just to keep moving forward towards your goals. First, we've got Optavia Coach. We all get a free coach, you guys, and your coach is committed to healthy habits. And it doesn't mean that we're perfect, but it means that we're trying to grow right alongside of you. And we have actually found that, clients who use their coach for those weekly 5-minute check-in calls are seeing double the results than the clients who aren't checking it at all. So if you're not taking advantage of this free resource, you are missing out on that amazing support and mindfulness that it creates. Next, we've got our Habits of Health Transformational System. This is our education system, you guys. It doesn't matter how much you think you know or how many times you've lost weight. If you don't have the tools to work on rewiring the way that we think about food or the way that we approach life, it's impossible to make lifelong changes. So you work through this at your own pace, and it will teach you how to increase your health in all the areas. Next, our community. We have such a great community. You're a part of that tonight. And we've got weekly webinars and Facebook groups that you can plug into. And if you're in a place where you feel like you just don't have the support you need, then you can jump in and be a part of the community, and it will just help you keep moving forward in your health. Finally, we've got our fuelings. All right, our fuelings keep things super simple and easy so that you can focus on getting to your goal weight. Now, if you don't know anything about nutrition, that's okay, because these are the tools that you can use from day one that are going to help your body get healthy. Then, as you progress through our system, you're going to learn more, and you're going to learn how to do things on your own. And our fueling technology really just makes it accessible to everyone. So I'm going to kick it back over to Jenny so that we can dive into our topic tonight.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. My name is Jenny Langston, and I'm also a certified Optavia coach. And I'm excited to introduce our topic tonight, which is unlocking your potential and awakening the power within you. Tonight, we are going to explore some key ways to move forward, not only in your health journey, but in your life. Let's begin with the first part, unlock your potential. So I have a question for you. Have you ever felt stuck on your journey? Put a 1 in the chat if you have ever felt stuck. I think we can all relate to this feeling, right? Talk about feeling stuck. Have you ever heard the story of the fleas and the jar? It goes like this. So when fleas are placed in a jar, of course, they immediately try to jump out. But after the lid is placed on, the fleas stop attempting the escape. As they learn boundaries of this new environment that they're in, even when the lid is removed, the fleas never jump out. Their thinking has created the lid as the boundary, so has conditioned them to limit their jumping. Okay, we're a bit like those fleas. Our thinking conditions us. It creates imaginary boundaries and limited ways of thinking that keep us stuck in certain ways of operating. The fleas in the jar story is a great analogy for how we create stories in our lives and end up limiting our potential. Our view of reality is created by our thinking, and we don't even realize we're doing it. This is a layer of our thoughts that are created through various stories, or basically fixed ways of thinking that we live in. So as you're thinking about maybe some of the stories that come up for you, put in the chat some stories that you might be telling yourself that are holding you back. It has been said that if you want to change your behavior, begin by changing your story. Just like you've created and reinforced the story about the problem, you are 100% capable right now of creating and supporting a story that reflects what you want and where you want to go. You are 100% capable right now of letting go of the story that is no longer serving you. Doesn't that sound liberating? I love that thought that I can let go. What you've experienced isn't who you are. It's not even what you do unless you choose to keep it alive. Your history isn't your identity. You don't have to continue to live these stories and submit to past patterns. You are free to let them go. I want to illustrate this with a conversation I recently had with one of my clients. She was feeling stuck, and just like we've all felt, and the narrative went something like this. Hey, Jenny, I need help. I don't know what to do. I really need to lose weight, but I have no self-control. I make these plans and set all these great intentions, but I don't follow through. It seems like I can never make it past a week, and I fall back into old habits. I just can't stay motivated. Can anyone relate to this? I know I can. So let's take a minute though and dissect what she is saying. Her story is really jumping off the page. She says, basically, I have no self-control. I don't follow through. I always go back to old habits. I can't stay motivated. These are limiting beliefs that we are giving away our power through these. Remember, your thoughts and words are instructions to your brain. If you tell yourself that you can only be great for a few days and that you always blow it, well, you've given both instruction and permission to give up after a few days. Be careful of the words you speak. They become the house you live in, or in the case of the fleas, the jar you live in. Imagine that you're driving down a dirt road. I like to think of this analogy too. You drive this road every day, over time, and with repetition, your tires will form grooves in the dirt, right? The deeper the rut, the harder it becomes to drive outside of them. Your car wants to travel along the preformed, well-practiced path. What if we were open to a new perspective? What if we were more open and curious to challenge our thoughts and our stories, maybe even flip the script? Here is a powerful example of this very idea. Okay, so I'm going to read this script. So don't try to tell me there's so much potential inside me, because at the end of the day, I'll never measure up. I need more experience. I've been struggling too long, and don't try to convince me that there is real value inside of me, because deep down, I know I'm useless, and nothing you say will make me believe I will make it in this world. Now notice how that makes you feel. Now let's flip the script and see what happens. I will make it in this world, and nothing you say will make me believe I am useless, because deep down, I know there is real value inside of me. And don't try to convince me that I've been struggling too long. I need more experience. I'll never measure up, because at the end of the day, there's so much potential inside of me. So don't try to tell me I'm a failure. Don't you love that? That just changes everything. See the difference? When we can awaken and create awareness around the thoughts and stories that are holding us back, we bring the power back instead of giving it away. It's like flipping the light on. We bring energy towards creating change. I love what Dr. A states in the Life book. He says, the key to regaining control starts with self-awareness. He goes on, it's really important to understand that if you're aware that you are operating at a subconscious level and making choices that are not in your own best interest, then you cannot improve. When we place blame on others, we give away our power and surrender control, and we place the cause and reason outside of ourselves. When we decide we are the dominant force in our lives, we are taking back our power. We have everything we need inside of us. As we master a new way to think, we master a new way to be. I would like to share a poem which provides a metaphor for our awakening to the power within us. In every moment, you're choosing a path. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I give my power away. I am lost. I am hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever for me to find my way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I give my power away again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it's not my fault. It still takes me a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still give my power away. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I now know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I stay in my own power. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. I live true to my power and authority every day of my life. We are all in different chapters of our lives. I love that poem. It really illustrates this. The key is creating awareness around the chapter we are currently living and making a decision to make sure that we take the steps to move into our power. Heather is going to share some ways that we can move forward and take these steps and empower ourselves to become that dominant force in our lives.
Thank you, Jenny. Oh, that was so good. Yeah, I'm excited to share some tips to really help awaken that power that she's talking about within us. So let's talk about bringing the power back into our life. Dr. A says, one of the biggest and most powerful realizations we can ever have is to know that our life path is not fixed. The way you think, the way you act, the people you spend time with, and even the world you live in can all be changed. All things are possible. You have the capability over time with specific focus, guidance, and practice to become that dominant force in your life. We can really do this actually by creating our very own personal empowerment plan. And the first step in doing this is to take charge of your health. We do this by getting really clear on what we want. So let me ask you some questions. What does your future healthy self look like? What does it take to get there? And are you willing to put in the work to make this a reality? We are all in different places in our healthy journey, and sometimes we just need to revisit our health goals and maybe set some new ones for ourselves. So ask yourself if your current goals align with your future self. So how many times have we already hit the goals that we've set only to forget, like, this is a lifelong journey. So we must set new goals for ourselves to keep us moving forward to creating that optimal health. Now, maybe you need to create some structural tensions so that you can have a really clear idea of what your current reality is versus where you want to be. Now, when we can visualize this, it allows us to put in place the action steps and create some habit loops for a specific habit of health. Dr. A talks about this in element 3, and our habits of health transformational system allows you to organize new habits in a way that is really easy. And when you have the tools to transform the current behaviors to new sustainable habits, they will serve you for the rest of your life. And the process really helps you organize your goals in a way that will help you focus on your primary habits. All right, so the next step is to empower through knowledge. So Dr. A teaches us about the empowerment triangle and how it is the opposite of the drama triangle in element 4. Now, when we can learn how to look at a situation or an obstacle through the lens of one of those roles in the empowerment triangle, we begin to shift. And our approach to the matter is so much different. So when I started my health journey, I lived in a total state of victim mode. Because when I would get together with friends, they seemed to have all the foods that tempted me the most and would easily derail me from my health goals. And I always just thought, they don't care about the fact that I'm trying to get healthy. And otherwise, they would have different food options available at our dinner parties, or they wouldn't have picked that restaurant that barely had any healthy options for me. So gaining knowledge through the Life Book has showed me that I have a choice in how I want to let things affect me. And can I tell you how freeing that is to finally take my power back? And instead of playing the woe is me, I would either just bring a healthy dish to our dinners, or I'd offer some restaurants that we could try that had some healthy options to support my goals. Knowledge is power, you guys, and realizing that we have to change the way we think and approach life if we want to become that dominant force in our life. All right, so the next step, we have to build resilience. This really comes down to creating awareness around what you desire. This is setting your intentions for the day. Your approach in the morning will dictate how your day unfolds. This is doing some daily self-reflection, asking yourself questions like, where am I at? How am I feeling? What changes could I make today to create positive and peaceful energy so that I can stay focused on what really matters? This is journaling. Writing things on paper is powerful, you guys. This will help you with that daily reflection and keep you on that path to your goals. This is reading your why and reading it over and over again, or having it posted somewhere where you see it every day. Our why is what is always going to keep pushing us forward, but our why, it's also going to evolve over time. So it's really important to be familiar what it is that you truly desire in your life and why you're going for it. This is also positive thinking and doing some daily affirmations. How we think and how we talk to ourselves is critical in how we show up. And I'm not just talking about how we show up for ourselves. I'm talking about how we show up as a parent, a spouse, a friend, a boss, or even a coworker. And this is sharpening your mental focus so that you can work on approaching every obstacle of the way to a better you. So what are you reading to feed your brain? Does it inspire you? Does it encourage you to be better? And is it something that just makes your soul happy? Finally, we have got positive relationships. This is your community. You know, my husband wasn't super supportive in the beginning, so I was thrilled to have our Optavia community for support, but I was also grateful to see I wasn't alone in kind of needing some of that support, especially when it wasn't coming from our homes. This is also linking arms with your coach and really leaning into them, and especially when you're struggling. This is the people you surround yourself with. So a great tip is to look at your 5 closest friends that you spend the most time with, and I want you to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 is going to be, you know, they're super supportive. Maybe they're even running at a higher level, accomplishing things that you would love to accomplish. Number 3, these are going to be pretty mutual. Okay. So they are by your side. They support you on your goals. They're just there. They're kind of walking alongside you. And then number 1 or ones, these are going to be the not so supportive. Okay. Feels like they're always trying to bring you down to their level, or they're just trying to sabotage your success. Okay. They're not just bringing, you know, positive value. So we want mostly 5s and 3s in our circle. These are the people that will always lift you higher. And if you find that you succeed more in these kind of circles, what's going to happen is these positive relationships allow us to grow and really become our best version. Now, what's one thing you can implement today from your personal empowerment plan that calls to you to move forward? I want you guys to drop that in the chat and be thinking about that. Okay. Why do we need to decide? This is the point that we come up against. We've got to make a decision. Okay. Why do we decide? Because decisions move us forward. They free up energy, you guys. And then once you've decided, the path is set, it's clear, you know what direction you're going. And commitment and structure is what creates the freedom. So your current reality is based on the decisions you've made, okay? So making a decision means that you're keeping promises to yourself and that you're aligning yourself with integrity. So you're doing what you say you're going to do. And this is where we stop focusing on how to change our past. When you can make a decision, keep your eyes forward. Don't look in that rear view mirror. The only time we should ever look back is just to see how far you've come and what you've accomplished. So I love the 100% rule. Okay, once you make a 100% commitment to something, there are no exceptions. A 99% commitment to something is actually hard, where 100% commitment is easy, believe it or not. So when we're 99% committed to something, we're faced with decisions. There's this gray area. So for example, say you make a commitment to working out every day and one of your friends calls to do something else. You tell yourself, well, I'm just going to miss this one workout, just this one time. So you make an exception, just this once. Next thing you know, another slip up. Then you miss another workout, then another, and then there goes your commitment. So when you make a decision to commit to something 100%, things will be easy because your mind is already made up. You've got no excuses. All your focus is now on what you've committed. And so you will naturally follow the no exceptions rule. There's going to be no room for excuses or reasons why you can't fulfill your commitments. You're all in. So whether you want to lose weight or you want to train for a marathon, you just need to make a decision, write out those goals, and you're going to find a way to put in the work every day. So I love this quote. Decision time. When you really decide and not just wish, when you really commit and not just try, when you really take responsibility and not just hope, that's when the miracles happen. The decision is a powerful piece on what will just allow you to kind of let go of what's holding you back so that you can then begin to move forward. Okay, so I have asked Michelle Burt to join us tonight and share her special story about how she made the decision to take her power back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this tonight. I'm super excited to share just a little bit of my story because, as we know, our story has layers, right? And so this is just a little piece of mine that I would like to share with you. So a little over 2 years ago, I was feeling pretty stuck. I was in a place where I didn't have a lot of fulfillment. I felt like I was in a funk. I really didn't know what was going on other than I needed to do something different, right? I'd always had issues with my weight. And so I just kind of decided that I was okay. I was fine. I didn't need to lose weight. That was just who I was, right? But I decided that there was something that needed to be different. And what really awakened me the first time to my potential and what could really be possible for me was my husband was in a really bad car accident, and he was faced with some surgery, but he needed to lose some weight in order to have that surgery. The doctor wanted him to just invest in his own health. And I said, you know what, maybe this is the opportunity that I was looking for. Not that we want our husbands to get into car accidents, right? But maybe this was our opportunity to get healthy together and to make a difference and a change in our lives. And so the doctor told him he had to lose weight. And that's kind of when Optavia came into our lives. Like, it just happened at the exact right time, right when it needed to. And it was the key that helped to unlock what was really hidden inside of me. And because honestly, I was stuck in an identity that was not serving me. Like, I was the happy-go-lucky cupcake lady. Like, I own a cupcake business. And I thought, oh, I can solve all the problems of the world with a little sugar, right? Just throw a little sugar on it and everything's going to be fine. And that's how I felt, right? But I decided that wasn't serving me anymore. And I knew that there was a better way. And so, what I found as I started Optavia was that I was fierce and I was sassy and I was going to get what I wanted. And there was nothing going to stop me. And so Optavia gave me a structured nutritional system that helped me not look back. I decided 100% I was in. And there's a saying that I say all the time, and I'll repeat it again, is there is no ish in my life. Okay. I was 5-1, completely in. And in 7.5 months, I lost my 90 pounds. And so this is a picture here. I look at the before and after, and I'm blown away at what a difference it has made in my life. And so no more sugar coating anything. No more flour and sugar was going to dictate who I was and what my identity was, because now I am an Optavian. I am a coach. And that is another thing that awakened me, was the potential to be a coach. And I couldn't be quiet anymore. I totally wanted to share this new way of life that I had. And I wasn't going to be quiet. But again, I had this cupcake business and I'm like, well, how in the heck can I share? I decided to become healthy and I decided to not let sugar be a part of my life anymore. But how do I have a cupcake business and be a health coach at the same time? And at first that concept really bothered me. And then I decided, you know what, that concept or that obstacle became my way. It became more of my why. And I decided that my new platform was going to be, I can be healthy and be a cupcake business owner. I can do both. I can do both. And I love the fact that now I have that platform and I can teach people you can be healthy and still do the things that you love and still dream. And so it's been so fun for me to do that. And I thank you for the opportunity to share with you how I made a decision. I unlocked the potential inside of me and I was awakened to a whole new way of life. And I'm forever grateful. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I love your story and I just appreciate you and love that we are all in this community together. Okay, so some of you came to this call to learn a little more about coaching. So we're going to end our call with some basics of what it could look like to pay it forward to others. So stick around if you're curious about any of these topics. The secret of how to be 500% more likely to reach and maintain your healthy weight, or maybe how much money do coaches make, or other info on what it might look like to pay it forward and help others. Otherwise, thank you for joining the Healthy Together time tonight, and we will see you next week.